Okay, today's object is going to be to check and see where we are as far as any new brood, whether it's time to put the honey supers on, which we're getting pretty close. So we're going to kind of pull out some frames here, see what we've got. Oh, lots of bees. So this is a great frame to show you. You can see two sides of this. The top is all capped honey and honeycomb under there. And then the bottom, you can see the kind of the half moon there. There's a lot of capped brood, and if you get in close, you can see some larvae inside of there. So those are newbies waiting to happen, which is a very good thing. We had some issues with both hives. It's been a tough year for beekeeping, and even on this side, you can see all the drawn comb has eggs in it. So it's moving along really nicely. I don't see the queen on this frame. Didn't really expect to, because she's generally going to kind of go where she can do work. So if there's a frame like this on the outside where there's no drawn comb on it, it's just the foundation, chances aren't good we're going to see the queen on there or any activity. And we've actually moved some frames on this colony inward to get them to start making comb, so they can either make brood or new bees, or fill it with honey. So here's a great example. Here's one of the frames we moved, and they've already got some drawn comb on there. So I don't see any eggs laid in here, so the queen hasn't quite made it over here yet. But eventually, that was our goal, was to try and get them to utilize that vacant space. More bees is generally a good thing. Same with this. This was another vacant one, and they just started building like crazy on this one. We're going to get into this one. It looks like it's going to be just about ready for a honey super. We'll probably pull the top off and see what we've got. Here's a perfect example. A lot of brood in there. This is going to be a really full hive in 3-4 days or so, which is excellent because it was struggling a little bit. And now the queen's doing an awesome job of getting this baby back on track. See some bees with pollen sacs. That's very good. See some young bees too here. They're a little lighter in color when they first come out. Don't see the queen running around here either, which it's a big colony. So she could be doing work anywhere in here. So this colony was actually queenless for about 3 weeks, and they, for whatever reason, they didn't like the queen that was in there. Maybe she was not laying eggs, or stopped laying eggs, and if that happens, the hive obviously dies over time. So they either kicked her out, or, did her in. Which wasn't really all that exciting, but it's been really common in Maine with the weather. It just doesn't affect golf. It affects the bees too. So I know that the last time I was in this colony, they had produced several queen cells, supersedure cells they're called, and we were waiting for them to hatch, and they did indeed. You can see this frame is just really stored honey. That's all that's on that. And part of what happens is when they're going to do something in the drawn comb like this stuff right here, and if there's no one to lay eggs, they're going to start filling it with honey and storing it, which is a good thing, but we can't have them overrun their frames here, because then they won't be able to replenish brood. And as a result, you're probably going to see that we may have a little bit more honey than we want, whereas the other colony doesn't necessarily have as much. That's what we're doing today, is that, see that whole frame, that's all honey. Beautiful stuff, just beautiful. But if we have too many frames like that, we've got to move them. Okay, this frame is really interesting. Super heavy too. That's all honey. And in the middle, you can see that where it's not, there's some little kind of caverns there on that side. And then on this side, right in the middle as well. Those are the supersedure cells. So what happened is they made them right in the middle of the frame where they're safe, and there was about 4 or 5 queen cells in there, and they all emerge and kind of fight over the space, and one survives. And so far so good. I've seen, last time we were in this hive, I saw what we wanted to see, which was the new queen laying eggs. We physically saw her sticking her backside in the comb. So there's another one of that's all honey. So we may not do it today because it's pretty hot and we've been in here a long time. But we're going to end up probably having to dump some bees off in here and move some honey from one colony to the other to try and balance it out. And in turn, whereas this hive did not have a queen for 3 weeks or so, it wasn't making brood. So what we'll do is we'll swap some brood from this hive with some honey from this hive and start balancing it out. Or trying to anyway.